Which 90-Day Fiancé Season 9 couples are doomed? Who stands a chance? Hi, nice to see you on my channel. With the exception of the tell-all special, 90-Day Fiancé Season 9 has ended. All of the couples married, and each couple's beautiful wedding will live forever. That does not mean that the marriages will all last, however. Inevitably, some will crash and burn. Which marriages are the most doomed? Which ones have an actual chance? We will start with Yvette Arellano and Mohamed Abdelhamed, the most doomed of all. The two overcame a lot of differences before finally tying the knot. Well, I've just made a lot of changes and sacrifices. Mohamed had a last-minute change of heart and stopped calling her his sponsor. Mohamed and I've married many months ago. Just days before their wedding episode aired, his texts leaked. Screenshots of his alleged text messages showed Mohamed chatting with another woman. In addition of promising to keep her in bed, the texts also reveal a plot to stay with I've just long enough for his green card. Mohamed's texts insult Ive, insult her son Naran, and insist that he could never stay with her long term. The good news is that these very public texts are no secret. Ive is well aware. Though she is contractually enjoined from commenting for now, many fans believe, and hope, that it's already over. Up next is Emily Bieberly and Kobe Blaze, who now share 2 children. In many cases, having children will keep couples together even when they should not be. Certainly, that is already part of Emily and Kobe's story. It will likely define them for months or years to come. But they have real problems. And we don't just mean the frankly bizarre proportion of 90-Day Fiancé viewers who despise Emily. Emily did make very real mistakes. Not the things that made certain viewers hate her. Real errors of judgment. One was listening to Kobe when he refused to allow her to use birth control. Another is simply the way that Emily speaks to Kobe, at times rude and bossy. Of course, this leads to one of Kobe's biggest errors, which is speaking in an even worse way to Emily. Emily's mother may have offered a very polite, "My husband would never speak to me that way," but it's an understatement. Simply put, human beings should not speak to each other this way. Least of all partners in a romantic relationship. As for their marriage's future, well, Kobe has already been looking at one-bedroom apartments in Ohio. Between his longing to take temperature's advice and their obvious marital issues, this marriage may last years, but not forever. Ariella Weinberg and Biniam Schreiber also share a child, baby Avi. They have been together for a long time. The two of them have shared 3 seasons on this franchise. Ari and Binny have both made intercontinental moves to keep their family together. But it takes more than just love to make a family work. Not even sharing a child guarantees a forever romance. Their relationship has been marred by disrespect. Binny avoids and emotionally neglects Ari. He expects her to participate in his faith without reciprocating. And when she protests, he labels her as crazy and impossible to deal with. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get new video updates. But for whatever reason, Ariella has put up with all of that and more. The only moment when she nearly dumped him for good was when he cheated on her. He turned their erstwhile home in Ethiopia into a party house. Given that Binny's ex-wife and ex-girlfriend also accused him of cheating, it seems like a matter of time before he does it again. Will that be the final straw for Ariella? Or maybe Ari doesn't have a limit to how much she'll tolerate. Or maybe, Binny will become a better partner. Bilal Hazi's and Sheeta Sween's season felt like the opening of a psychological thriller. No, not the part where people are running breathless through a house. Just the series of red flags before the twist. But despite all of the lectures and the serious control issues, Sheeta married Bilal. He even amended the prenup when she asked. Bilal is afraid of heartbreak. Sheeta is afraid of missing out on motherhood. Their relationship seems toxic on screen, but are the good parts of it enough to hold their marriage together? Since Bilal and Sheeta are joining the cast of Happily Ever After? Season 7, we'll all find out together. Maybe. Cara Bass and Guillermo Royer are a couple who seems like they have the real potential to make it. That doesn't mean that they will. They definitely have things to work on. But they might be one of those few couples who should end up together. Obviously, Guillermo will need more time to settle into life in Charlottesville. More importantly, Cara needs to work on her control issues, her partying, and most of all on healthy communication. But they could work out. We wish them well. At this point, the biggest issue may be Guillermo's age. 23 is very young to be married. Speaking of couples with that exact age gap, though the show didn't harp on it, we have Djibril Bell and Miona Bell. These two had more obvious problems during the season. Most of those problems were external, family and friends, or the results of the couple's shared mistakes. Yes, like Guillermo, Miona is really too young to be married under normal circumstances. But she and Djibril have so much in common. They are both so over-the-top, eccentric, and passionate. Who in the world would understand either of them better than they understand each other? They could make it. Or not. Finally, Patrick Mendez and Thais Ramon have a more than decent chance of lasting as a couple. Yes, Thais' dad disapproved. And Patrick absolutely has to work on control issues. They need to make decisions as partners. If, and only if, they can overcome these hurdles, they can get there happily ever after. Oh, and John needs his own place. For the record, many couples live with roommates and it's fine. John's personality is what makes him need his own place. If we were discussing which couples we most want to stay together, it would look a little different. For the moment though, this is how what we saw on screen and on social media is adding up.